UFC Season 5 first round, opening round, whatever the fuck we're gonna call this. We back with another recap of the road to UFC that was not bad. 20 fights over Thursday and Friday morning, and yeah, I would say most of it was either good or meh. Not much of it I would call terrible. And yeah, I enjoy Road to UFC. Always I'm gonna go back and watch throughout day, 'cause I ain't watching this shit live at 6 a.m. on a fucking Thursday. And yeah, it's good to be talking about it again. I know I didn't do a breakdown for this because obvious reasons. I didn't know anyone who in it mainly before it started, but I will do a breakdown for the second round. And I'm gonna do a recap here, so same way I do Contender Series, I would break down if I fucking knew anyone in it, so that's about the long and short of that. And yeah, what can I really say here? I know most people don't give a fuck about Road to UFC, and I don't blame you. Why would you, when most of the fighters that have won it have sucked? Look at Kanji last week, but like 2 days ago, but you know, it's still fun. You get some fun fights, and maybe eventually we will get a really good fighter from this. I heard someone ask, what's gonna produce a champion first? Tough at this point or Road to UFC? And I might say Road to UFC, because they do have talent. They just either can't perform in the big leagues, or they don't have talent, they suck to begin with. So, but we also got 2 UFC fights over these 2 cards, and I'm excited to recap it. So what more can I really say? First, the non-UFC card stuff. First, from after this, before Tough and Contender Series already gets underway, so good to get this shit going early in the year. It's some side shit outside the main card, and I'm excited to talk about it. So 20 fights, what happened on Thursday and Friday morning, who looked good, who looked like shit, were the fights any good? Should you go back and watch? I know no one will, but still. And yeah, let's do it. So, with that being said, the final thing to be said before we do get into all of this is the normal YouTube bullshit of please like, comment, and subscribe. Turns out, I already hit them. I forgot how to do that stupid goal shit, 'cause I've never hit it, so. But, goal here is to get through 20 fights, and do this recap, which, you know, sounds insane, but it's actually not gonna be too difficult. And, let's do it. So I'm excited. Been looking forward to doing this after watching it all, and I enjoy putting a spotlight on the less watched shit, like Tough at times in Road to UFC. So let's talk about it, shall we? Beginning with day 1 set of 10 fights, which was the featherweight and bantamweight bracket, I believe. Beginning with the upset to begin the kind of setting the tone for the tournament this year. You don't know what you're gonna have happen in these. As you're having just a fucking warning, I'm going to mispronounce a lot of names. As we're having our first fight of the season, first tournament fight at bantamweight, I believe. We have to kick off Road to UFC Season 5. Chungren Korin versus Ryuyo Miyaguchi. I don't know why I fucked that name up. It wasn't that terrible. That wasn't that difficult. Yeah, starting off with a pretty big upset. Korin came in on short notice for this fight due to a cancellation, and he missed weight even. The fight went on, and he got the win. Ryuyo did decent round 1. I forget if I gave him round 1 or not. Round 1 was close, neither. It was not dominant either way. Round 2, Ryuyo actually clipped Korin pretty badly, sent him into the cage. Korin got back, dropped Ryuyo, eventually locked up the rear naked choke, and got the win. A rare Indian win on Road to UFC, or in general, it would seem. And hell of a start with a giant underdog winning right off the bat against a guy who had probably one of the better records coming into this bracket. Pretty fucking interesting. A short notice replacement. Pretty cool. Not a bad fight at all. Nice finish and nice upset. Not a fight where I'd be like, oh, go watch it, it's so fucking good, But it was fun. It was fun. It was a good tone setter for everything. Cause again, a lot of weird winners during these 2 days, and I enjoyed it. So good start to it all, and nice underdog win to kick it off. So not much more to say there. To talk about the fighters now, beginning with the first winner and advancing to the semi-finals, Chungren Korin. I would say one of the most impressive fighters we see over these two brackets. I thought he looked good. And like not flawless. Definitely could lose to some guys, but you know, good for him getting the win here. Getting India a rare win in Road UFC, because they're always kind of just cannon fodder in these. So I'm happy they did finally get a win, and yeah, he looked good. I definitely think he's probably he's in my top 5 most impressive from these two brackets, these first round matches, and yeah, I won't talk about his semi-final fight yet till after we get through all the fights in the bracket, but yeah, you never know. Like, he might go all the way. So good win, good underdog performance, stepping in on short notice, and I was pretty impressed. So good win for Cora. And I'm not gonna waste much time on many of the losers in these bracket fights, because there ain't no point for Rauyo. We'll see. He's 28. He could get brought back, could not. I didn't think he looked anything special. He looked like a very average fighter, and yeah, we'll see if he gets another chance in the future or not. Either way, I don't really care. And yeah, I don't think he's terrible, but he showed some defensive issues, not blocking punches coming back, and got submitted here. So see if he gets another opportunity, and just was not the better fighter here. Did not have more heart, or did not want to win it more, it would seem. So pretty simple. And yeah, not much more I can say there. Good opening fight for Alton. Good first fight of 20 over these 2 days. An upset, a finish. You love to see it. And yeah, we'll see how far Korin can go here first. I think, is he the biggest underdog to win over the 2 days? I would not be shocked if he is. And yeah, good start to it all. So I was impressed with Korin. Good win to kick it off, and it's good to see India actually getting a win for once. So we'll talk about someone who doesn't later, but you know, there you go. Good start to our set of 20 fights. That good to see on a Thursday morning. A pretty big upset. And then after that, we head to the featherweight bracket for our second fight of the morning of day one. Definitely a fight that took the excitement and all that down a bit. Like it was a finish and about in the same time and same submission, but it was not half as good. After that, in our second fight of the card, or in the first one in the featherweight bracket, we had Young Jae Sung versus Jin Aoi, or Aoi, however you want to fucking say it. Yeah, I was not impressed with Song at all here. He did not look great in round 1. The only thing I can remember is he eye poked Aoi. So I think he lost the round. I don't remember exactly, but it didn't matter in the end, I guess. Round 2, he did a grounded knee to Aoi's head. At that point, a point should have been fucking taken, in my opinion, or a fucking DQ. I think a point might have been taken, actually, but probably should have been a DQ, if anything. But eventually, the fight continued. He eventually got on the back and locked up the RNC for the win, so there you go. I guess cheating is still the best base to winning a fight in the UFC lately. Yeah, I was not thrilled with this fight at all. I think AOE should have won by DQ. I think the fouls were just fucking stupid. And, I did not think Song looked that good at all. So, I don't know what more to really say here. Just not really impressive performance. I thought it was a very shitty performance. And feel bad for AOE here, for it's not even that good, but again, should have probably won by DQ, but is what it is, and Super Rookie moves on, so not much to say there, not a great fight. And then not the only time we'll talk about really bad reffing during this, so keep that in mind. To talk about the winner here, Young Jae Song. I think this is his return to Road to UFC. He lost a couple years ago to Kawana, who's not very good, so not great there, but he did rattle off 3 wins to come back, and he did not impress here at all. I don't think he's going to go far in the tournament, especially who he's fighting in round 2, and just especially if he doesn't get himself fucking DQ'd, the dumb fuck. Actually, no, I take that back. I think he's gonna win in round 2, not because he's good, because I think his opponent's shit, but he's not. He's gonna get murdered in the finale by who I think's gonna come out by, I believe, the clear winner of it all. So, but that's when we talk about the brackets. I just don't think Song's that good. I think he's, from what I saw here, below average, and again, cheated a good amount to get this win, and I was not impressed at all, so maybe he can clean some shit up and get better for the second round, but he has to try A, not to get fucking DQ'd, and B, I think he has to do a lot, because again, I did not think he looked super good here, so we'll see, but yeah, definitely the first very unimpressive winner we had in these brackets, so there you go. And for the loser here, Jin AOE. Yeah, this is probably his last chance. I think this is his second or third attempt, and he's just not that good of a fighter. Like, his record 16-7-1. He's average. He's a guy who you bring in to either beat a guy who's not very good in these brackets, or lose into someone who is good, and that's what he's done so far. And yeah, I just don't think he's UFC level at fucking all. He's not that good, and as much as I think he should have won by DQ, not like it really matters. So I don't think neither of these guys, no matter what the outcome of this was, I don't think either of these guys are gonna do shit. Win. They're definitely not winning this bracket. And just not a good fight at all, so what more can I really say here? Bad reffing, bad fight IQ, just blatantly cheating. AOE got a bit screwed, but what can you do? And again, doubt he gets another chance, but you never know, I guess. And they gave Chabin 16 fucking opportunities, so why not? And for Young Jae Song, just not really much I can say here, so I'm not impressed with him. I don't think he's gonna win this whole thing at all. I think he's gonna get fucking smashed in the finale, but maybe he can clean some shit up and learn how to not cheat. Will it happen? I doubt it, but time will tell. And not really much else to say there, so definitely a bit of a cool down from the first fight, which was very good, to a fight that's not. And again, the first very unimpressive winner in these fights. So there you go. Not a lot to good say there. Not much good I can say for that one. As we move on from that to our first decision of the bracket in our third fight of day 1, and going back to the bantamweight set of things, as we had the first fight, a few people call it a robbery, and some people are not happy with this decision. I'll give my thoughts on it in a second. As we had in our third fight of day 1 in the bantamweight bracket, going back there for our second fight there, we had our first decision with Ryo Tajima. This is Haitao Tai, whatever. So, was this a robbery? I don't think so. I think round 1 was beyond razor close. You give it either way, and I don't think you would be wrong. Round 2 was all Tai or T. Round 3 was Tajima's, so it all came down to round 1. I think it's 50-50. You can give it either way, and I wouldn't be too upset. Neither guy really did enough in round 1 to lock it in for sure that they won it. and the loser would only be upset themselves here, and that would be Tai. They could have performed better. He could have done more in round 1 or tried to not look so bad in round 3, but he failed to do that, and he lost. So, again, not a robbery. I don't even think it's the worst decision of this card, let alone in general. I think there's 2 decisions that are worse over these 2 days of fights, and yeah, and for the fight overall, it was not very good. It was the most whatever decision you're gonna see. No real highlights. It was just a perfectly okay striking match, and yeah, nothing to really be impressed with here. So pretty self-explanatory there. To talk about the winner here, Ryo Tajima. Moving on to the second round, debatable or not. I don't think it's that bad of a decision, and we'll see what he can do in round 2. I think he's gonna lose. I don't think he's that good. If I remember the bantamweight bracket correctly, I think he's probably the worst fighter in it left, and yeah, he's just not very great in my opinion. So good for him getting the upset and moving on this far, but he didn't look that good, and still debatable if he even won the fight. And I think he's gonna get smashed in round 2, so factor all those things in, and you get about what I think of Ryo Tajima, so there you go. And then for the loser here, Tai. I won't be shocked if he gets another opportunity next year or whatever, because his decision was debatable, and he has a pretty filled out record and is very young, so we'll see. I didn't think he looked that great either. Again, kind of not aggressive enough in round 1 to solidify the fight, and he did kind of gas in round 3, so not a great performance by him. Not a great performance by either guy, but Tajima had more heart in round 3, and probably a big reason he took this fight, so what more can you really say there? First decision. I'm trying to think most decisions. I think mainly every decision kind of sucked on between these 2 days, and this is definitely one that was not a great fight. Not one of the worst by any means, but it was nothing that special either. And debatable decision. If you want to go that way, if Tai would have won, I would be saying the exact same thing. I think the decision was very debatable, and yeah, 50-50 round 1. You can only blame yourself for what happens on the scorecards. Tai is a loser here. We'll see if he can bounce back in the future if he gets called back, and see what Tajima can do in the second round. So not really much more to say there for a first decision in a fight that was really nothing special. So there you go. And then after that, we had our first pretty big highlight moment of the 2 days that made probably the loudest the crowd got, and maybe the most talked about fighter after the 2 days of tournament fights. We have in our 4th fight of day 1 in the bantamweight bracket. We have probably the most hyped up guy in it and the favorite to win it. We have in our 4th fight and the crowd's favorite fighter, Rabindra Dahant versus Kimber Adley Tozen. Over the 3 days of fights, I don't think I heard the crowd get louder than they did for Dahant. He counting the Macau card of song and all that. They got so fucking loud for this dude. And cool, Nepal's first fighter in the UFC, or at least on road to UFC, and got the win here. Round 1 was close. Both guys had moments. I'm trying to remember who won that round. Both guys, I think Kimber took it, but it was a close round. Very fun action. But then round 2, Dahant just took it down, being a much bigger guy against a flyweight moving up in short notice, and Dahant just smashed him until we got to ground and pound stoppage, and the crowd went fucking bananas for Dahant, the winner here. This is the type of shit you want to see on Road to UFC. Fuck, this is what the UFC wants to see. A guy who is already popular and getting crowd reactions like that is pretty insane, especially in a fun fight where you gotta finish. That's how you fucking make the UFC watch you, and good for him, man. Very good win here, very good performance. I'll talk about Kimber in a minute, who looked very good in his own right, and yeah, what can I really say here? The crowd really made this fight great with how loud they were for the hunt, and I enjoyed it. So what more can I really say here? Fun fight too. Both got Kimber was no pushover, but Dahan was the better fighter and the bigger star here, and good for him, man. So fun fight, and let's talk about Dahan a little more. Definitely the guy the UFC is trying to push the most out from the tournaments right now. Again, Nepal, first fighter from there, I believe, to ever do any UFC action. And yeah, the crowd loved him. The crowd fucking loved him. And yeah, the kid looks good, man. 27 years old. We'll see. Again, I'll talk about bracket shit in a little bit, what I think that would do, how they would do in round 2 and all that, but Dahan looked good. I think, especially even if he doesn't win this tournament, I think he will get another chance and maybe even end up in the UFC with more experience, since he is still young, and he shows flashes of talent. Grappling looked good, his striking is alright, so again, he has a big following behind him, that's gonna always help. So definitely one of the most memorable names from these first 2 days of fights, and definitely maybe the guy the UFC is trying to push the most after all of it. So see if he can live up to that in round 2. And the crowd will be as loud for him in Shanghai when they go over there for the fights. And Nepal is on the MMA map in the UFC, so see if he can take them all the way. And as for the loser here, this is the first very respectable loser we had here. Kimber Alatozan, a guy who's naturally a flyweight who fought at bantamweight here on short notice, and respect him. He did really fucking good for having that against him, and I really hope he gets a second opportunity, and I think he will. I could see him on Contender Series very fucking easily, to be honest. You could put him back on Road to UFC, but I think this kid definitely deserves a Contender Series opportunity, maybe next year after he gets like a win or 2, and gets a little more experience and all. It gets a little like 9-4, looks a lot better than 7-4 on your record. Philippines, somewhere they don't have any talent from, if any. Many, if any, I guess is what I meant to say. And I think this kid could be good at flyweight, so just gotta get back on the horse and see if he can. So he looked good here. Again, I think he definitely deserves a second opportunity, and I hope he gets that. So we'll see what happens, but respect to him. I think he, out of everyone who lost in these tournament fights, I think he might be the most respectable loser very easily, and yeah, see where he goes from here. Can he get a 1 or 2 before maybe he gets called in for like week 10 of Contender Series? You never know, but yeah, what more can I really say here? I hope we see this kid again, either Road to UFC or DWCS, and he put up a really respectable performance, so good on him. And with that being said, not very much more to be said there. Again, definitely the UFC's most pushed fighter after it's all said and done going into the second round will be the Hunt. And we'll see if he can live up to that. Again, this fight was good. Kimber brought a fight, and respect to him. And see what happens, and especially Kimber will look even better if the Hunt does go on to win it all, which we'll see if he does. And this was a good fight. This could have been a Contender Series fight, and it would have looked very like on brand for the skill level of the Contender Series. So what more can I really say there? I'm excited to see Dahan in round 2. Hope we see Kimber back eventually at his own weight class. And yeah, fun fight. What more can I say? Crowd was loud, loudest it got all weekend. And, yeah, UFC might have something here. Nepal's on the UFC map. Not gonna go all the way in this tournament. And then, sadly, after that, we get to kind of a spell of not great fights in the tournament, in this card, as we got 3 pretty bad fights back to back to back. Actually, this one's the best of the next 3, which says a lot. And we go into our 5th fight of the night, going back to the Bantam, the 5th, staying at featherweight, my bad. I thought they went back and forth, but I guess not. Either way, we're back at featherweight with, now this is definitely a decision I did not agree with, as we had in our 5th fight of the night, back in the featherweight bracket with Doggy and Chang the Dorj. I can't believe that's actually really easy to say, versus Regavan, or I don't even know how they were trying to say it on the broadcast, but that's how I'm going to say it. Yeah, I did not agree with this decision at all, to be honest. Not a terrible robbery, but I don't think they got this right at all. I think this was the worst decision of the tournament fights. Round 1, I think Regavan did a bit more and just fought better. Round 2 was definitely his. Round 3, Chang the Door definitely took because he woke up, but I think it should have been 29-28. Regavan here, I just thought he fought better in the first 10 minutes. I don't think Chang the Door truly woke up to round 3, and I think that's just a case of too low, too late. But I guess not. I think the judges got this wrong, but it was not the worst decision, especially in road to UFC history. I've seen much worse, but I don't agree with this decision. Not like it was a pretty bad fight. Neither of these guys are very good at all, to be honest. And I just don't agree with the decision here. It was kind of like the fucking Tajima fight, but a bit more clear. But again, I guess in the end, I believe I remember who they're fighting in round 2, and I wouldn't pick either to beat the guy they're gonna fight, but still sucks that I think they got this wrong. And yeah, what can I say here? So won't waste too much time here for Chang the Door. I don't think he's that good. I was not impressed from at all here. He didn't, again, he really didn't get going to round 3, and he didn't look that great in round 3. He just fought a bit better than he did in the first 10 minutes. And I just kind of think he's going to be a quick loss in round 2, and that's that for him. And then for Regavan, yes, his nickname is Chocolate Boy, which is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, he's not that good either. Again, I thought he was better in the first 10 minutes, but still, I mean, he fought well. I thought he was still very underwhelming in his performance, and he took the L here, undeserved or not. He could have fought a bit better to solidify it even more, but he fought a little bit. They didn't fight aggressive enough, and judges screwed him a bit, at home no less. So what more can I really say there? Just not a great fight here. 2 guys who did not really go all out over 15 minutes, and I think the judges still got it wrong a bit at the end, but whatever, not the worst robbery in the world. And I would not like Regavan would have ran through the tournament or anything if he would have won this fight. I would pick against him round 2 either way, and just sucks that the wrong guy is going to round 2 in my opinion. So bad fight. I think the Tajima fight was better actually, and yeah, just not a very good fight here. So not really much else to say. A very underwhelming fight and not a great decision. Gives you this. So there you go. And then we had, in my opinion, the worst fight over the worst of the 20 fights we had for day 1, between day 1 and 2. Not gonna waste your time here because this fight was garbage. We had in our 6th fight of the night back in the bantamweight bracket, and the worst fight of the 20 from the 2 days. We had Kasib Murdoch versus Yunosuke Minami. Kasip just did his best Grant Dawson impression for 15 minutes because he would have got knocked out if he actually fought Minami. So, pretty simple. Kasip's a bitch. He fucking sucks. And Minami would have won this fight easily by knockout if he could stop a takedown, but that if is what killed him, that he can't fucking stop a takedown, so not really much to say here. Kasip sucks. Can't wait to see him lose in round 2. And Minami actually might be a decent fighter. Hopefully he does get a second chance and he can learn how to stop a fucking takedown, so outside of that, a shitty fight, worst fight out of the 20 we had, and yeah, Kasip's a bitch. And there you go. And from one boring fight to another, and this one was not the guy being a bitch, this was guy just being smart, and the other guy being not very good. We have, in order to go to another fight, that's pretty much a Kasip fight, but you know, it was just another grappling match that was boring as fuck. As we go back to featherweight for the second to last fight in the first round for them, we had Ajiang Alinur, I think that's how you say it, versus Guan Wu Lim. Yeah, pretty much the carbon copy of the Murdoch fight. Alan Noor just grappled his way to a 30-27 win. It was boring and I did not enjoy it, but when you're fighting a 6'2 featherweight, maybe I do understand it a bit more. Do I respect it? No. Is it fighting? No. But do I get it? Yeah, sadly do understand it. So, and Lim could not stop a fucking late breeze, so what do you really expect there? So, yeah, bad fight. Not really much I can add on there. And, yeah, Alan Noir moves on. I know who he's fighting in round 2, and I'm no point of even talking about him. A, I don't think he's that good of a fighter, and B, he's going to get fucking annihilated. And, yeah, bad fight, so. And then for Guan Wu, maybe this kid could be good, 24 years old and 6'2 at fucking featherweight, but he needs to learn how to stop a fucking takedown, so if he can do that, it would be fine to see him come back in a couple of years, but if he can't do that, then he sucks, so simple, and not really much more to say here. Another boring fight, one of the worst fights over the 2 days, and good for Alan Noir to win this, because it's the only one he's gonna get in this fucking tournament, so there you go. I think he's a returning fighter as well, so take that as you will. And then finally for day 1 we have our last tournament fight with the clear tournament winner for the featherweights. And this was exactly what we expect all of this man's tournament fights to be, as we have in the final tournament fight in our third to last fight of day 1 at featherweight, George Mongos versus Yuito Yanagawa. I'll give Yuito his flowers here. He didn't do too bad. Cut Mongos on the nose, and actually showed Mongos is still a bit green in some areas. Kind of gave up his neck too easily, but you know, that happens when you're still very young. But yeah, when Mongos got going, he dominated him and finished him with body shots. And about halfway through the round, George Mongos moves on to the tournament. He's easily gonna fucking win. So pretty simple there. Not really too much to say here. Like, what do I really need to add on here for George Mongos? Again, the second these brackets were announced and we saw he was a part of it, we all knew he's going to win easily, because yeah, he lost 10 contenders to a guy who isn't very good, but De Silva kind of fought like a bitch and didn't actually fight him, so. And look where De Silva is now. He ain't in the UFC, so I'll tell you that as you will. That was a good learning experience for Mongos, and now he's back better, getting better every fight. Still a bit green in some areas, but that just happens, and yeah, he's gonna win this whole thing very fucking easily, so what more can you really say there? So, kid's good, well-rounded, still a bit green, but he's 22, wait till he's 25, 26. Kid could really be good, so see see what happens. And for the opponent, who I feel very bad for here, Yuito Yanagawa. Yeah, this kid got screwed getting this matchmaking. He didn't seem that bad. He actually did pretty alright in this fight, but he was never going to beat George Mongo, so he's young, 25 years old. We'll see if he can get a second opportunity, because he didn't do too terrible. But, yeah, he was never going to win this fight, so not really much to say there. And with that being said, what more needs to be said here? Mongo's going to win this easily because we knew that from the start, and poor Yuito was the first of 3 victims, so pretty simple, not much to say, and back on track with some good fights after a lot of boring decisions. What can you say? Mongo's is, might as well just call him a UFC fighter now, because he ain't fucking losing this tournament. And then we'll leave the tournament fights for the co-main, like we do on both days, co-main and UFC fight as the main event. But the co-main here is a prove-it fight, kind of contender series fight pretty much. And even on contender series they wouldn't let this fight fly because it's so fucking stupid and pathetic, as we had our co-main event of day 1. Pretty much just a fight to get a guy they like into the UFC. We had Shea Bin versus Yuri Kayati. UFC wants Shea Bin in the UFC so bad they gave him a prove-it fight against a guy who is fucking terrible, and of course Shea Bin ran through him in 2 minutes. Shea hit him with a nice combo, actually just a big right hand that hurt him. Yuri went down to the ground, and that was that in 2 minutes, so pretty self-explanatory there. Cool finish. Too bad it was against a tomato cannon, not impressive, but UFC got what they wanted, and that is more than likely 99% chance Shea Bin is going to be in the UFC now, which they've been trying for like 5 years for that to happen. Actually, even longer, fuck. This was his 4th attempt to get in the UFC. He was on Contender Series and lost. He was on the road to UFC in 2022 and lost. He was on road to UFC in 2024 and lost. And now they finally just say, here's a win. Please go win in an easy fashion and get signed. He did exactly that. And yeah, now he's more than likely going to be in the UFC, so good for him. There you go. The UFC got what they wanted from him in the UFC finally, more than likely. Won't be sure if he's debuting on the China card in August. And what more can you really say there? So pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, I forget who's the fight idea I had for him. Oh, Robert Ruchala. I think that'd be a good debut fight for him. A guy who I might pick Shea to beat. I think Ruchala or Harry Hardwick could be a good debut fight. And yeah, fuck it. I think he's gonna be like a 1-3 UFC guy. I don't think he's that good at all. But prove me wrong. I would pick him to beat Ruchala for whatever that's worth. So there you go. And then I have nothing to say about Yuri. He literally was just here to lose. 34 years old, bad record, fought nobody. Yeah, good for him getting the opportunity, but yeah, he sucks. I don't know what you want me to say. He was literally just here to lose. So, you did your job. And, yeah, not really much more to say there. Shea Bin will probably be in the UFC very quickly, and the UFC got what they wanted finally, so good for him. See if he's actually worth all the time it took for him to actually fucking get in the UFC, because I don't think it's going to be. And see what happens. So UFC got what they wanted. Shea Bin's probably in the UFC now, and yeah, I still don't think he's that good, so have him fight Robert Ruchala in August, and that's about that. So good knockout, at least. About the best positive I can give for a pretty meaningless co-main event. A prove-it fight where the prove-it was prove that you can beat a can in 2 minutes. Good job. And then we had the main event of the evening, which was actually a UFC fight, which I'm starting to grow up, enjoy the idea of that, even though I would not pick fighters who are actually really good to do that. That is what it is, I guess. Actually, on our main event of day one, a UFC fight that might as well have been a pro versus a fucking amateur. We had the biggest favorite in UFC history at minus 4,000. Rong Zhu close out day one, knocking out Victor Martinez. Yeah, this was a complete fucking waste of time. Why is Rong Zhu on road to UFC and why is he fighting a tomato can? Of course, the second Rong Zhu actually hit him, Martinez went down, and that was that. And Rong Zhu looked every bit of that minus 4,000 favorite, and yeah, not much to say here. Just did really nothing for Rong Zhu, so there you go. Not gonna waste time talking about Rong Zhu before we give him a fight idea, so just talk about Victor Martinez real quick. He's on the chopping block for the week, including the guys from the Macau card. 0-3 over 3 years, signed 5 fucking years ago for whatever goddamn reason. And he's been fucking terrible. He lost Jordan Levitt, lost to Tom Nolan, who he actually did pretty good against, and he lost Rong Zhu missing weight here as well. Yeah, he's done. He's 34 years old, gonna be 35 soon, barely fights and is terrible when he does. Yeah, that's it for Victor Martinez in UFC. He's just terrible, so bye-bye. And with that being said, anything left to be said here for the UFC fights, and I'll do this for that. Who should they fight next? Rong Zhu hopefully can actually get on the UFC card next time, because this is still fucking stupid. Put him on road to UFC, and who should he fight in that next fight? If he is on the real card, he called out Quinn Salkill for that fight to be rebooked, which is a bad fucking idea. But instead, I think a good idea would be him and a recently losing, I think I passed him, Esteban Ribovics. I think that'd make a lot of sense. Ribovics coming off a loss, Rong Zhu trying to climb up to the rankings, and get a rankings opportunity that Ribovics got when he really didn't fucking deserve it. I think it makes sense. Book it, why not? That could easily be on the August card. Ribovics could heal up by then. Rong Zhu's ready. That'd be an amazing fight as a fight of the night any day of the week. Book it. Rong Zhu and Esteban Ribovics. That'd be a fucking banger, so what more can you really say there? Book it. On a real card, not goddamn road to UFC. God damn it. So there you go. What a fucking career turnaround for Rong Zhu, who is kind of the prime example of he was in the UFC too early. Now he's in the UFC at the right time, so I love to see it. And yeah, that being said, not really much more to be said here. Obviously Rong Zhu is really good, we already knew that. Victor Martinez is shit. And yeah, self-explanatory, biggest favorite in UFC history for a reason. After that, book him versus Esteban Ribovics and cut Victor Martinez. So, simple, effective day one main event. Sent the crowd home happy, even if it was still pointless for this to be on road to UFC. And not much more to say there, so good ending, even if the fight was fucking stupid to be here or in general. And boom, there you go. That was day one of this road to UFC. There was some really good in it. It ended really good, kind of like the UFC card. 3 really good finishes to end it. Corin and DeHaan were really good as well. Outside of that, I thought the rest was very underwhelming. These fights sucked. This was not very good. This was whatever, and I did not enjoy this. So, 5 good, 5 bad? Pretty good percentage on my guessing predictions. I went 6 of 10. Really should have went 7 of 10 because Reagan's in 1. And yeah, again, outside of pretty much the top 3, all of these were guesses. So That's why I don't even post them or make a big deal about my picks, so there you go. But yeah, decent day one, very good ending, 203, really good knockouts, and with the Hunt as well, you had some good shit here, so good day one. Was day two better, or of the same level, or was it sadly worse? Let's take a look and find out. As we have 10 more fights, and the main event that makes it look worse, but was this better, worse, or anything in between? Find out. 10 more. Oh, well, actually, before we do that, let's look at the brackets we have after day one. We now have. I almost forgot. We now have Kasib versus the Hunt, and Tajima versus Korin. Yeah, we're gonna get Hunt and Korin in the finale, which is a rematch from before the UFC. Yeah, that's a lock. Hunt's gonna usually beat Kasib, and Korin is usually gonna beat Tajima, and that'll be the finale, and that'll be a good one. I'm very excited for that. Yeah, Kasib sucks, and Tajima debatable if he should even be here, so the Hunt, Korin, sign me up. And then on the featherweight side, aka the George Mongo's tournament, yeah, obviously he's gonna beat Alnair with fucking ease, and I'm gonna pick Young Jae-sung to beat Kanda George, but I guess it's a close fight. Neither are that good, but yeah, this is shaping up to be Mongo's and Song in the finale, and I'm picking Mongo's so fucking easily, it's not even funny, so there you go. Now to get to day two, 10 more fights, and were they better or worse? Kind of a mix of both. Actually, maybe overall better, because I can not really call many fights here terrible, and yeah, let's talk about it. As we began day two with the most impressive performance of maybe the fighter I was most impressed with after it was all said and done in the tournament fights. We had to kick off the strawweight or flyweight? The strawweight tournament. Good to see strawweights back after not doing World UFC for them last year. We had to kick off day two with a bang and made my most impressive fighter, Machi Fukuda versus Anlaya Gonova. How you fucking say that? Yeah, I was really impressed with Fukuda here. Round one, a little bit of striking, but mainly it was just grappling, and Fukuda was much better there. Same thing in round two, and took her down, dominated her, and eventually got the TKO ground and pound win for the only stoppage of, well, I guess the only legitimate stoppage of the strawweight bracket, and a very impressive win here for Fukuda. So I was impressed. I was very impressed here, beating Valentina Shevchenko, like protege, a very young fight here, 22 and 20. I love to see that, and very interesting, very fucking interesting. Again, if not number one of the most impressive performances from the tournament fight, in my opinion, from Fukuda, and yeah, hell of a way to start day two. So what more can I say? Good dominant performance. To talk about the fighter real quick, not really much more I can add here, outside what I already said, that Fukuda was probably my most impressive fighter of both tournament brackets, of all four, and I'm excited to see her in the second round. I think she's really very young, looks to have a lot of talent. See if she can fucking go all the way and show more levels on top of this performance, or it will just show that her opponent was dog shit. We'll find out. And I was really impressed, so good win, good performance, and my pick to win the bracket, but we'll see. And then for the loser here, and Leia, 20 years old, she's so fucking young, she could easily bounce back, and we'll see if she does, or she just sucks. We'll fucking find out, and not much to say there, so simple. Good fight, good start to day two, good dominant win, and what more can I say here? So yeah, I was really impressed with Fukuda, and excited to see her in round 2. Great start to day 2. Yeah, what more can I really say there? And then we had in the start of the flyweight bracket on the other side. And we began with a very, is it the quickest finish we had in the tournament? I believe it is. And I'm not counting Wrong Jew, just counting tournament fights. This was the quickest finish, I believe. After we had in our second fight of day 2 and our first fight in the flyweight bracket, Takeru Uchida versus Euros Baoyuat. Yeah, this was a case of A, younger, and B, just you don't want to grapple with a bigger guy. Uchida was just way bigger than Euros, and he was able to lock up a submission pretty easily, being so much bigger, and got a quick RNC in the first minute and 18 seconds, so good job. And yeah, not much to say there. About to fight. To talk about the winner here, Uchida, I would say probably again another guy in the probably top 5 to 6 most impressive performances. Very young, 22 years old. He fought on, or 23, he fought on Road to UFC when he was 19 the first time. And this kid might have something. He kind of gives me Tatsuro Taira vibes. The grappler, striking could get better. Kind of what we said with Tatsuro Taira when he first started striking, needs to get better, but his grappling is great. He's really young. Let's see if Uchida can improve and get better like a Tatsuro Taira and win this tournament and all that. So we didn't see a lot from him here, but quick finish is a quick finish, and see what this kid can do. So impressive, very impressive. And then for Euros, really nothing to say here. I think he's the oldest dude in any of the tournaments, and he is very tiny as well, just without size here, with not gonna win a grappling match. So unlucky with the matchmaking, and unlucky he had to fight a guy much bigger than him who was a very good grappler. So better luck next time. And yeah, what more can I say there? That being said, not really much more to be said here. Impressive, quick one for Uchida. Getting the quickest finish out of any tournament fight in the first round is very impressive and noteworthy, and if this kid can become something. So again, gives off some Tatsuro Taira vibes. We'll see if he can build on top of that and get better over time. And yeah, not much to say here. Impressive, quick finish. Never gonna complain about that. And see where this kid can go. See how he does in round 2. And then after that, kind of like day 1, funny enough, we had 2 finishes, and then we go right into a decision. You know, this was not... this fight was actually not terrible. I kind of enjoyed this fight a bit, even if it being a split decision was fucking stupid. We had our third fight of the night of day 2, continuing the strawweight bracket, with a fight that was actually fun, but not a split decision at all. We had Bo Hyun Park versus Hugh Exang Dong. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck the judges watched here to make it a split decision, but Park easily won this fight. I believe she won round 2 and 3 very easily. I think Dong took round 1, or maybe it was the other way around. She took round 3 and whatever. You know, I know either way. I don't know what fucking fight they watched to make this a split decision, because there's no way Dong won this fight, but it is what it is. They got it right in the end, and Park moves on after a fight that was not bad. It was mainly a striking match, and both threw some strikes. It was actually not a terrible fight. When I saw on paper, I was like, oh, I'm going to dread rewatching this. No, actually, it was a pretty decent fight, and yeah, what can you really say here? So, shotgun decent fight. The decision was stupid, but 2 judges knew what the fuck they were doing, and good upset win for Bo Hyun Park. So not really much more I can say there. To talk about the fighter, moving on to round 2, Bo Hyun Park good win for her. Too bad, I think she's easily the worst fighter in the final four of the strawweight bracket. But, she could prove everyone wrong. Maybe she can prove me wrong with that statement. But, yeah, I think with the four that are left, I think she's easily the worst. And we'll see if that holds true. She looked decent here, got to win, the fight was good. But, yeah, I don't think you're going too far at all. So, we'll see if I'm right or wrong in that statement. And then for Dong, in her second attempt on Road to UFC, ending in a loss. She was on a year or so ago against Shi Ming and lost, and now here, she's just not that good. She's very average, but yeah, she's just never gonna win a bracket like this unless they get the shittiest fighters possible for a tournament, and they're just not gonna do that, so she takes another L here. Maybe she'll get a third attempt, because, the females are a bit shallow to do tournaments, but I don't see a point in giving her another shot when she's just not that fucking good, and you already know she's gonna lose, so I don't know. I just don't see a point in giving her a third attempt when she's not that good, and yeah, this fight was good though. Definitely a good fight, so I'll give her that, but about all I can give her, so there you go. Not really much else to say there. Good win for Park, good fight. Bad, stupid split decision, but that is what it is. And, yeah, what more can I really say here? So, better fight than expected, very decent. Good upset win for Park. To move on to second round, and send Dong home again, no loser. So, not much else to say there. And, there you go. After that, we get to our fourth fight of day 2, and maybe the most, and actually not even maybe the most interesting male fighter of the flyweight bracket on day 2. A guy who definitely another kind of maybe the haunt of day 2, where it's like, yeah, this kid's interesting. We have in our fourth fight, in our second flyweight tournament fight, Takaya Suzuki versus Ogan Batar. Yeah, this Suzuki kid is pretty fucking good. Yeah, I think he's a Kainicho Nakamura training partner. And I think Rinya Nakamura is one of them. Maybe both, who knows. But yeah, his striking looked good. He was able to land a body shot in the clinch so quick no one even fucking saw it. And he got the TKO off of it. And he moved on to round 2. 21 years old, it's 8-1. Good performance here. Very intriguing, man. Very intriguing. So, yeah, good performance, good win, and how much I can say there? Kind of just another one-sided fight. To talk about the winner here, like I just said, with Takaya Suzuki, 8-1 and 21 years old, with the skill that he already has, is very scary, and yeah, this kid might be something. This kid, him and Fukuda, I bet would say are easily the two biggest not stars, the most interesting prospects leaving day 2, going into the second round later in the year, and I'm excited to see this kid fight again, man. He shows a lot of flashes of talent, and see what he can do in round 2, so pretty simple there, and definitely more of him and Fukuda were definitely my 1 and 2 for most impressive on day 2. And then for the loser here, Bod Batar, not really much to say. He's not good, and he didn't look good here. At least maybe he is good. We'll see in the future if he comes back. But yeah, he kind of got squashed here, and yeah, simple. One unlucky buddy. With that being said, not very much more to be said here. Suzuki showed like 1 or 2 little issues, got clipped a good time or 2, but I think the kid could be good. I really do. And another guy, the UFC, I think him and Dahan are maybe the two UFC's trying to push the most after everything was said and done with these 2 tournament brackets. And, yeah, I'm really intrigued and impressed with Suzuki leaving round one, so see where he can go from here. 21 years old. I think the youngest fighter in the second round, and in any tournament, and see what he can do. So excited to see him in round two, and might be another very intriguing prospect. And then this card kind of hit its own little stagnant area like day one did, with these next four not being phenomenal. This fight was not terrible, probably the best of the next four, but it wasn't great either. And you're in our third fight of the strawweight bracket, and maybe the biggest upset, I would imagine, at least from my opinion. We had in our third strawweight bracket fight, and our fifth fight overall on day two, Bo Meng versus Arcia Matsuda. Yeah, this fight is pretty self-explanatory to recap. For 15 minutes, Matsuda either ran away on the feet or got beat up on the ground, so 30-27 across the board for Bo Meng. And, yeah, this was not good. I don't know what the fuck Matsuda's game plan was. Run away, I guess. And yeah, she just had nothing in this fight. Lost on feet, maybe because she ran away. And we're going to Jose Sosa scoring. She won and got beat on the ground easily. So clean sweep, 30-27, and not much to say. They're probably the most one-sided fight decision of day two. So there you go. To talk about the winner here, moving on into round two, Bo Meng, kind of I think the most experienced fighter in any of the tournaments, has had a long career, 20 or 30 years old, beat Weili in her debut, which is insane, 23-8. See if experience can win out here going into round two, when everyone else in this bracket is very young. And see what Bo Meng can do here. Good upset win here. Looked good, looked well-rounded, better striker, better grappler, good game plan, didn't rush anything, and looked like an experienced, smart veteran. So see if that can carry over into round two against better competition. And yeah, never know. 30 years old. See if experience can win it all. Win it all. And then for the loser here, Matsuda, just a really embarrassing performance to lose your O and lose this first round matchup. She did beat Feng Xiaotan last year in a Prove It fight where she didn't even look that good in that fight either. But yeah, she's just not very good. She ran away on feet and got beat on the ground. Not a really inspiring performance, and at 31, in a performance like that, probably very unlikely the UFC calls her again, but we'll have to wait and see. So not really much else to say there, and yeah, not a good performance at all. That being said, not really much more to be said there. Good win for Bo Meng. Just being a smart veteran, not running away all fight, gets the job done, and see if she can use experience to win it all. So not a great fight, but not terrible, especially compared to what's coming up in the next couple fights. This fight was actually not awful, and yeah, not much else to say here. I know had to go. Matsuda though went, and she can only blame herself for that terrible fucking game plan, handing Bo Meng a second round invitation. And then, after that, I forget what I said earlier about the Regazzin decision, because I forgot about this. I tried to block this out of my mind. It was so terrible. The robbery of the fucking tournament, the decision, just mind-bogglingly stupid. We had the robbery of the tournament in the flyweight bracket in our sixth fight of the card. Joseph Lar-Sensei versus Ryoga Arimoto. there's fucking no way Joseph won this fight. For the last 10 minutes of this fight, he literally just got his ass beat. I don't know what the fuck the judges watched, but yeah, there's no way Joseph won this fight. He's fucking terrible, and he got his ass beat in this fight, so Arimoto got completely screwed over here, and I feel really bad for him, but yeah, bullshit. Complete bullshit. Gonna be good to see Joseph get knocked the fuck out in round 2, because he sucks, and yeah, this is the worst decision of the 20 fights. Just with Ragazin, okay, I could kind of understand what the fuck they were doing. I have no idea what they thought here, or did not think here, and just fucking stupid, so not really much else to say there. Complete robbery through and through, and can't wait to see Joseph get knocked the fuck out in round 2. I feel bad for Arimoto. And then we head into our final strawweight tournament fight in round 1, and definitely the weirdest, to say the very least. We had the weirdest fight of the 2-day fights. We had the Riley's weirdest ending, I should say, to end the strawweight first round in the weirdest way possible. Farida Abueva versus Fang Xiao Tan. Well, Fang Xiao Tan gets a 78th attempt to make it to the UFC, and she gets punched in the eye and completely quits. Great. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Farida landed a really good punch to the right eye. Xiao Tan couldn't continue. The ref at first called it a no contest, but the UFC decided, nah, Farida won, and you're an idiot, so they got it right in the end. Farida moved on, and we really saw nothing from her. So, Fang Xiao Tan, in her last opportunity, I would fucking hope. How many chances can you give someone when they're just not good enough? And, yeah, welcome to round 2, Farida. So, really don't got much I can say here, because we didn't see anything from Farida outside of one punch to the eye, but see what she can do in round 2. Hopefully we see a little more from her, or she'll just punch another bitch in the eye to win. Who fucking knows? But, yeah, it was a legal punch. It was a clean punch, and, yeah, I can't even call Xiao Tan an Aspinall, because at least she got punched in the eye instead of a little poke to the eye. But yeah, she still quit, and she still sucks. So, her last opportunity down the drain, I would hope, and, see what Farida can actually do in round 2, and we can see her fight for more than 2 minutes. So, I'm intrigued. 8-1, 22 years old, from Kazakhstan. See if she can actually have a fight in round 2, or does she just take everyone's eye out? Have to wait and see. And then in our final first round tournament fight, we had to end the flyweight first round fight. That was not nothing special in my opinion. Commentators acted like it was the best thing they ever fucking seen, when in reality it was kinda whatever. We had our final first round matchup at the end of the flyweight bracket with a very whatever fight between Jinyu Shewei versus Kaito Oda. You just want to see a wrestling match? Well, here's the fight for you, because these two pretty much just had a wrestling match for 15 minutes. Jinyu Shewei was the better of the two wrestlers. Only thing I can actually remember is the elbow he landed late to bust Oda open, and Jinyu Shewei gets the win and moves on to round 2. Yeah, this fight was very whatever. It was better than the robbery. It was better than, I think the park fight was better, to be honest, but yeah, I didn't think much of this fight at all, and what more can I really say there? So, there you go. I guess to talk about the winner real quick, Jinyu Shewei getting his second opportunity on road to UFC after losing to, well, actually his third opportunity, lost to Rei Saruya and Dong Hun Choi, so god is he unlucky with who he has to fight. And yeah, see what he can do here and try 3. Got the win here, see what he can do, and yeah, I don't think he's gonna do shit. I think he's gonna lose in round 2, but we'll see. 3rd time's a charm, apparently, so see how much truth that holds. And then for Kaito Oda, I don't got much to say. Maybe he'll get a second opportunity, maybe not. Don't really care. I didn't think he was anything special to begin with. And leaving this fight, I mean. And yeah, not much to say there, so there you go. With that being said, not very much more to be said here. Not a great fight, or whatever. The cut at the end was pretty nice. Outside of that, don't care. Junior Sheway gets his 3rd opportunity, wins it, and goes to round 2. Oda loses, and perfectly whatever. Final tournament fight in the 1st round, so there you go. Not really much more to say there. And then we get to our co-main event of the evening, which is a tournament fight, just a tournament ender for the flyweight tournament last year, thanks to Aaron Tao being an idiot. We had our co-main event of the evening to finally get a tournament winner for last year's flyweight tournament. We had a co-main 4 months overdue. Namsari Batbayar versus Yin Shirai. Yeah, no shocker here. Batbayar won. A little shocking that he ran through Yin and finished him, because Yin's a bit tough, but Batbayar ran through him in under 2 minutes. Batbayar, I think, did he drop him, I believe, and then got him up on the cage, had him up in this weird position where the only thing on the ground was his hand, which does not mean you're down anymore, so Batbayar kneed him right in the fucking nose, put him down, and got the TKO win. Yeah, pretty simple, quick, get in, get out fight, and what more can I say outside of welcome to the UFC, Namsari Batbayar. With that win, he's officially a UFC fighter, winning the tournament from last year, and we'll see what this kid can do. 10-1, 25 years old, beat Aguilali and Yin, which are pretty decent wins. Lost to Termendembaro, which is only career loss, so yeah. And yeah, we'll see where he goes from here, so probably we'll see him, won't shock if he debuts within a couple months. He'll debut before the end of the year, more than likely. And got another Mongolian on the roster at flyweight, no less. See what he can do. He has good power, good grappling. Seems like a pretty well-rounded, good signing. Good winner of the tournament, and yeah, maybe a few months overdue. Thank Aaron Tao for that. And welcome to the UFC, Batbayar. What more can I say there? And then for the loser here, Yin Shirai, or Shirai Yin, he's just not that fucking good. He definitely is a guy who thinks he's the main character or some great fighter, but he's not. He's very average. He's fun. The Aaron Tao fight was awesome, but he's just not a great fighter. He's not UFC level. Then he takes the loss here. Will I be shocked if he gets called back for a flyweight tournament in a year or so? No. I won't be shocked if they call him back at all, but I would probably not be confident in him winning unless the bracket was really shitty. And yeah, good for him getting the opportunity, but he's just not that good, so there you go. And that is about that for the co-main, the last tournament fight in general. Again, finally out of all the 2025 winners, welcome Batbayar, and see what happens in the UFC with him. Really no idea who he fights. Maybe like he could fight be I don't know who he could really fight. There's not many, I don't know, we'll see who they give them. Maybe the loser of a fight coming. Maybe Gurule. I think that might be an alright fight. There and give Gurule one more shot, but we'll have to wait and see. And, yeah, what more can I say? So, I think he's better than Turmendembaro from what I've seen, and, see what happens. So, welcome to the UFC, a few months late, and Tao's dumbass, and, see what Batfire can do in UFC. And then finally, the final fight of the 2 days was another UFC fight. This one at strawweight between someone who main evented a Road to UFC last year and lost embarrassingly. Came back this year and looked better. And our final fight of Road to UFC of this first set before we go back to it in August. And then final UFC fight as well on it for until August. Again, I don't hate this idea, to be honest, more it grows on me. We had to end day 2, Shi Ming versus Puja Tomar. God, Puja Tomar is awful. Holy shit. Yeah, this fight was as self-explanatory as they did a little bit of striking, but eventually Shi Ming just took it down and dominated one easily, locked up the arm triangle and got the win. Simple. What more can you say? I'm not gonna waste much time here. I think these two are awful, to be honest. Shi Ming, cool meme, great knockout against Xiao Tong, but I think she's a terrible fighter. But, you know, we'll see how she does. Hopefully she can actually get on a UFC card next time out. Again, August, Shanghai. Put her on the fucking card. I think her and Elise Reed makes perfect fucking sense, so do it. And, yeah, simple there. And then for Puja, she's just fucking terrible. She has like 4 losses now by submission. Even though I think she got screwed against Shauna Bannon. That is what it is. And, yeah, she's fucking terrible. Do I think they'll cut her? No, because she is the best Indian fighter they've had, maybe ever. But she gets one more fight at most, and then she's out the door, so I think she should be 2-1 in the UFC, but most people say she should be 0-3, and, yeah, she's just fucking terrible. So, she knows how to throw a big punch about it. She does not know basics in the fucking slightest, and she's just a terrible fighter, so there you go. That being said, not much more to be said. Good for Shi Ming, I guess. I think she sucks. Like, again, when you get 30-27 by Bruna Brazil, that says a lot, but it is what it is, and, hopefully she can actually get on a real UFC card next time out. Again, her and Elise Reed makes perfect fucking sense, so do it, and, yeah, what more can I really say here, so good for her, sending the crowd home happy. Her, Rong Jian Song Yudong, all main events they can win. Aside that, China's record overall for all 3 events were not good, and good for the doctor though to end Road to UFC with a hometown win against just a god-awful fighter. Jesus Christ. And there you go. Again, boom, that was day 2. Again on picks, did about the same. Yes, I picked Tomar. I thought she could be better, but yeah, she's just fucking atrocious. Matsuda and Baoyut, everything else actually I got this wrong as well, so yeah, I got 6 right on both. Good job, me. So overall I got, I think, 12 right. So 12 wins, and out of 20 I'll take it for mainly guessing, so oh yeah, and actually no, I did get 13 right, because the Regason got robbed, so there you go, 13. In the end, still got 13 of 20, I'll take it. Day 2 was decent, day 2 was very decent. Fukuda was really impressed, like, Fukuda, Uchida, and Suzuki were all really fucking impressive. Bomang was an alright fight, even the Park fight was alright. Botlighter was good, Shi Ming was whatever. The only bad was really this portion was not very enjoyable. But the rest was pretty good. The rest was pretty good overall. I would say the overall for the 20 fights, only about, 5, 6, 8 were bad, so 8 out of 20 being bad is not terrible. The rest were really good, and I enjoyed it, so what more can I really say there? To look at the brackets for the other two weight classes. For strawweight, we have Park versus Abdueva and Mang versus Fukuda. Kinda sucks to be getting this fight, because I thought this would be a really good finale, but no luck there. So I'm intrigued. I think the winner of this wins it all more than likely. Unless Farida's really good, and we haven't seen it yet. I think Farida's going to easily beat Park, but we'll see. And I want to say the finale is going to be Fukuda and Farida, but time will tell. Bowman could use that experience, so I'm very excited for this fight, to be honest. And see what happens here. And then for the flyweights, which is going to be really intriguing, well, not round 2, but finale, because we're going to get Uchida and Suzuki in the finale. Suzuki is going to easily beat Joseph, and Uchida should beat Jin Yushiwei pretty soundly, and that should set up a really good finale with Suzuki and Uchida, one of the youngest fucking fights ever, and I can't wait, so that should be good. So, again, my finale predictions for the 4 classes are Gahant versus Korin, Mongols versus Song, which I think most people will agree there, Farida versus Fukuda, and Uchida versus Suzuki, which another one I and will disagree with, so there you go. Well, and I'll do a breakdown for those fights when the week comes for them, but right now that's what I got, so there you go. To go over 2 more things. First, if you want to know, if you are interested after all this and want to know, you should go back and rewatch if you want to. Korin and Dahant for sure. Korin if you want to see that fight. Good opener. And then watch these last 3 fights. So those 5 there will be pretty good to go back and see. And then over here, I think all of these are pretty good if you want to see them. I would say from Fukuda to Bo to begin the card was good, and then just skip to Bat Bayar in the main event. So yeah, I'd say if you want. So there you go. And then if I had to pick my top 5 most impressed from the fighters in the tournament who impressed me the most, just in order, of course, because why not? I would say Fukuda number 1, I could go with the obvious Joe Mangos, but that's kind of boring to put him number 1 because we already knew he'd be good. But Fukuda, I thought she was very impressive. But then number 2, obviously, is Mangos, who should be 1, but that's kind of boring. Then 3, 4, and 5, I would say Suzuki number 3. I think he's good. I think he could be something. Number 4, you'd have to go to Hunt, right? I think he was very promising, excited how the crowd reacted to him. Then number 5, I think it'd go Korin or Uchida. I'll probably go Korin, because I think Uchida is still a little bit of a question mark. Korin, I think it was really impressive, so I'll go Korin number 5, but Uchida an honorable mention at 6, so that'd be my top 5, and yeah, see how badly that ages when they all lose in round 2, so can't wait. And yeah, what more can I really say there? So I think that's about that. I'll see. I think there was bonuses, but Topology doesn't even have them on here. Again, Victor Martinez is definitely on the chopping block, and I think that's about that. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else to go over. No, not really. Again, I enjoy Road to UFC when it's good. It could be really terrible at times, but it was good here for most of it. And yeah, what more can I really say? So we'll be doing a breakdown for round 2, because now I know everyone and know what we're getting, and I'm excited for that. So it'll be in August, I think 26th 8th or 7th or both would be when round 2 goes down, and see what happens. So overall for UFC Macau week, very fun with both UFC and the main card on Saturday being good. There's some good fights, man. There are some really good fights to return to, and I'm happy we're starting to get more of the UFC stuff. The Ultimate Fighter will be back in like another week or two. Contender Series not long away. Obviously this will be going on again in August. Some good shit going on, man. Love when the UFC does more than just cards every Saturday. And what more can I really say? So fun. Again, I know most people don't give a fuck about Road to UFC, but anyone who does, or just learning about it, or was intrigued to know what happened, because I doubt there's many videos on it that have been made before or after. Hopefully I can intrigued you, or told you, or gave you a reason not to watch it. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Maybe you will if you want to go back and see it, or you just want to hear me talk about it. So happy to put a spotlight on Road to UFC, because it's deserved when it's really good. And what more can I really say there? So not really much more I can think outside of, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, I always enjoy doing videos that are not just breakdowns and recaps for UFC cards, so any chance I get to do that I will, and hope y'all enjoy them. So not much I can say there. As we go off the road from China to the Apex for the card this week, sadly I wish I'd rather watch Road to UFC than a Bilal main event, but we'll be back in August in Shanghai, so that should be fun. But to get there, I say, as always, RX out. Good vibes only, and always.